friends, we have an IMSA president at the Indianapolis 500, our dear friend John Doonan. John, we're filming in this direction exactly because when you were, what, 7 years old? Right over there is where you sat. What year was that Indy 500, your first?
It was 1977.
77! That's phenomenal.
I was 7 years old at the time.
So if you're asking yourself, why on earth is the president of IMSA here at the Indy 500 here on Carb Day? You have a bunch of official business to do. You're a fan. That's the reason you're here. No matter what he does for his day job, your passion for the Indy 500 will carry on forever. And I think it's important to mention that's why I wanted to do this. Some folks might say, I'm only a fan of NASCAR and the heck with everything else, or try and put things in silos. You're one of those great proofs that no, you can be the person who runs America's most successful sports car racing series and still show your passion for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Well, definitely have some meetings today, but just being here evokes a lot of memories, like you say, with my dad and my grandfather, and being here since I was 7 all these years. But yeah, I think at the moment, our sport, motorsport in general, is on this terrific upward trajectory, no matter what form of it, you know, whether it's going fast in a straight line like NHRA does. Obviously my teammates at NASCAR are in a huge growth mode right now as well, and we are certainly experiencing that on the sports car side. So you're right, always a fan of the sport, no matter what form. Biased to sports car racing.
A little bit, WeatherTech Sports Car Championship bias.
That's where I grew up, but again, this place, being on our schedule, means a lot. It's an iconic venue to have on your schedule for the WeatherTech Championship, and really glad to be here.
So one or two other things I wanted to discuss with you, specifically your series, the hybrid IMSA GTP cars, are mentioned on what feels like a weekly basis, whether it's in the racer mailbag. Michael Andretti recently said publicly for IndyCar's future engine formula, they should go to the IMSA GTP hybrid formula. You have small displacement turbo V6s, turbo V8s, all the way up to a huge, the best sounding one, that Cadillac 5.5 liter naturally aspirated V8, but big variety and all hybrid. Is that possible? Would it be possible in any way to carry that over, do you think, if IndyCar were to come ask, hey, you have an amazing array, if those manufacturers wanted to play in both series, is that anything you'd entertain, or is that a place where you'd say, maybe IMSA is the better home?
Well, I think at the heart of IMSA, probably from day one, but definitely today with 18 manufacturers and hopefully a few more soon, we want to be an absolute marketing platform. We want to be a powertrain and technology platform for the OEMs. So in the end, it's really their decision, their announcement to make about what powertrains they run where. And I believe the way that we established the LMDH regulations, which are the technical side of GTP, we allowed the OEMs to make their choice. Back in my previous life, wearing a different shirt, we brought a 4-cylinder turbo, and that could be done today as well. So, it's really up to the OEMs. I think from a cost-saving standpoint in the industry, and if there was efficiencies and the OEMs saw that, but we really are driven by their strategy, by their direction, whether it relates to a road car platform in one of the GT categories, or certainly in the case of GTP when it comes to engine choice.
And I think a lot of those questions come from fans and even Michael Andretti himself, based on the fact you mentioned the 18 total manufacturers across your GT platforms, your one-make series and such. But you look at the fact that we had 4 manufacturers jump into hybrid GTP last year, Acura, BMW, Cadillac, and Porsche. The number's up to 5 now with Lamborghini. You're getting to 6 next year with Aston Martin, a V12, which is going to sound amazing. So I think that's what folks are pivoting on, John. Come 2025, you will have 6 major auto manufacturers diving into GTP, and we're not announcing any new news, but that number 6 might not stay. There could be more in the future, so I think that's what folks are pivoting off of. Let's close on this. So we're here in late May. We're going to be coming back in a couple of months, though. IMSA has returned, right, battling on the bricks and extended the duration of the race. Folks are going to love that this is now a proper endurance race. Tell folks who might be here watching Indy 500 what they might have a chance to come see. If they want to, please do in September.
Well, first of all, the Michelin Endurance Cup, really a championship within the championship of the WeatherTech Sports Car Championship. You obviously kick it off with the Rolex 24 at Daytona, the Mobil 1 12 hours of Sebring, the Salem 6 hour at the Glen, and of course Motul Petit Le Mans has been the end cap. Now we put the 6 hours here at the Brickyard, the battle at the bricks, as you say, into the mix. So, you know, whether it's a 6 hour race at the Glen or here, a 10 hour race to have our championship weekend, a 12 hour at Sebring, 24, we've got all those pieces in place. So last year we ran Michelin Pilot, daylight into darkness. This year we're gonna have a full 6 hours in daylight, hopefully a beautiful day like today. I think fans, when they come to the Brickyard, get to see that same action they may have watched on television on NBC throughout the season, but it's right on the eve of the championship weekend. So there'll be battles in the points and plenty of battles on track.
One of our great friends of the sport, John Doonan. So happy to have him here. Did I hear word something about you wanting to go to a memorabilia show later today?
Well, as you know, we're both historians of the sport and tradition. I remember going to my that memorabilia show with my grandfather when I was a kid, and you know, there's so much history here. There's so much history in our sport, and really excited again to have the opportunity to be here and celebrate it as we all do every year.
I got no money to spend. That's like asking an alcoholic to go to a liquor store. Thanks, Doonan. Greatly appreciate it.
Subscribe to Racer and save 24% off the cover price. You'll get the print and digital editions with an issue archive through 2012. Visit info.racer.com to learn more.